Now.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Together We Rise Youth Rally. My name is Jasmine Jean-Baptiste, and I will be your host for today's event. It is so great to be here with you all virtually. Although we can't be together in person, I know that there are so many bright and talented students on the other end. Thank you to the Marin Munoz School and Hall Neighborhood House for sponsoring this event. The purpose of the Together We Rise Youth Rally is to give the students of the Bridgeport community a safe space to express the daily challenges and stressors that they face. Today, this is your safe space. Today, you will hear from a few guests on how we can challenge what we go through to make a positive change within ourselves and our community. But before we begin, there are only 3 rules for today's event. Number 1, keep your supply bag ready. You'll be using it for a few of the activities we do today. Number 2, students, if you have to use the restroom, take your bathroom break without interrupting. And number 3, if you have any questions or need any help, please send a chat to Ms. Kendra, who will be BOE guest 2, and she will answer you in the Q&A. And now, I would like to introduce a few important people. First, Mrs. Judy Swinton, principal of the Marin Munoz School.
Good morning, everyone. I am so excited for today. I'd like to thank Adiel and his team for putting this on, as well as Miss Teresa Walsh for coordinating with IT, and Miss Nikita Kira Hall, the assistant principal behind me, coordinating. I know this is going to be a fantastic day and opportunity for everyone. I understand that Hall Neighborhood House has been putting this on for years. I believe this might be the 7th year here with Marin, and we are so very excited. So remember, like our shirts say, together we rise. Have a great day.
Next, we have Miss Nikita Carroll Hall, the assistant principal.
No, I'm saying it. I'm just saying hi.
Okay.
I'll stand behind you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's excited for today's events. I'm looking forward to hearing back the feedback from all of the students on how they enjoyed the day. I just want to encourage everybody to take an opportunity and learn as much as you can, and most of all, enjoy.
Next, we have Adiel Dominguez, the youth program director at Hall Neighborhood House.
Hi everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to hear all the stories after this day. And yeah, enjoy yourself. And we're here to be together. Thank you.
Next, we have a few special guests from the Central Grants Office, Melissa Oliveira and Isolina De Jesus. And finally, Bob Zarenda, the Executive Director for Hall Neighborhood House.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Have fun and enjoy today. Glad to see everyone. Enjoy.
Awesome. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce our motivational speaker for today, Eric Jackson. From growing up in a small suburb outside of Chicago on welfare to being televised internationally in 69 countries with 2.2 million viewers. RX high energy experience and passion and love for making a difference shows in his speaking, coaching, and writing so vividly. He has traveled across the United States and Canada, speaking to over 200,000 students in organizations such as DECA, FBLA, FCCLA, HOSA, and statewide student council conferences, to name a few. He has a commitment to making a difference in the lives of youth, such that they take on their dreams, achieve them, and pass it on to others. He provides not only the inspiration, but the tangible tools to take a dream and make it a reality. He is an award-winning speaker, 5-time published author, and founder of RxSpeaks.com. Everybody, where you are, make some noise for Dream Achiever, RX Jackson.
Thank you so much. I super appreciate that. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? I know we may not be able to see each other, but I'm super excited to be here with y'all today. Listen, let me go ahead and tell you now, we're about to have a little bit of fun. We're about to just take this to the next level. And I'm so glad I get to be with you now. Here's the other thing that you all should know. You all are on the East Coast, meaning you're all the way over there in Connecticut. I am on the West Coast. So I am in California right now. So it is like 6 o'clock in the morning my time, but I woke up super excited to come hang out with y'all. So a couple of things before we go any further. Number one, have fun. Like today is all about having fun. And yes, together we rise, but also it's about us having fun together and learning some new things today as well. Number two, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Yeah, I understand you're in 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, whatever grade, maybe you in senior grade. There is a senior, like in high school, but I was thinking like the adults. But then I don't want to call them old, because then somebody might try to shank me a little bit later. And I just don't want that to happen. So with that being said, y'all, I welcome each and every one of you. And this is an opportunity to just come together. So I'm going to keep it real. I am going to keep it real. I don't know about y'all, but I don't like being around fake and phony people. Raise your hand if you know somebody. Now, I know I can't see y'all raise your hand, but here's the thing. As we're coming together in this rally, like we get to kind of do things together even when we don't see each other. But raise your hand if you're sick and tired of fake and phony people. That includes teachers. That includes all the students. That includes the cats, the dogs, whoever is seeing this right now. But as we live, y'all, I don't know about y'all, but I have very low tolerance for fake and phony people. So I'm just going to keep it real with you, okay? And number three, take something away. Learn something. Here's the thing. You don't have to take everything in my speech today that you learn. You don't have to take everything. But if you take one action, literally one action from today, you learn one thing and you go out and you start using it at home. You use it at your church. You use it at your school. That's what matters. And just in case you're like, oh, well, what is one action going to do? I'm going to put it to you like this. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he, let's say, how do I say this? He was the leader of the civil rights movement. Like he led that, he marched, he protested for everybody to have rights. And he took a lot of actions. But I also want you to consider there was somebody who just took one action, and that one person was Rosa Parks. And literally all she did was she did not give up her seat. And because she did not give up her seat, she took that one action and it had a huge difference in the world. My question is, I don't care how young you are, I don't care how old you are you ready to have that one difference making impact? So with that being said, there's a couple of things we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about destroy your box. We're going to talk about do you unapologetically. And then finally, we're going to wrap it up about getting to mad. Now, when I'm talking about mad, I know some of y'all mad. You're sitting on the computer right now and you're actually looking at this bald-headed dude saying they're 6'2", but I'm looking good. And you may be like, I want to be laid up in a bed, eating Cheetos, and watching Netflix, like whatever that is. But here's the thing. We're going to talk about what mad really means in this context. So let's go ahead and talk about don't be scared. Don't be scared to destroy your box. Now, when I'm talking about your box, I want y'all to understand, I'm not talking about like a comfort zone. A lot of times when people say, oh, you need to get out your box, they think you're talking about, or we think you're talking about your comfort zone. But for today's rally, you all, we're going to switch it up a little bit. When I'm talking about your box, I want you to know that I'm talking about that thing that happened in your life, that when it happened, it kind of changed you and how you look at other people. When I'm talking about your box, I'm talking about when other people have talked about you, they've called you names, they've called you out, and you know it's not true about you, but for some reason you start to believe it. When I'm talking about your box, I'm talking about that one thing that literally, when it happened, it shut you down. So maybe it was the pandemic. Maybe it was something that happened in school before the pandemic. I don't know. When I'm talking about your box, I'm talking about limitations. And I want you to understand, when I'm talking about your limitations, there's two types of limitations. Limitation number one is this: the limitations that other people put on us. They look at us, they see where we come from, they see what family we come from, they see the color of our skin, and then all of a sudden they make this immediate judgment of the type of person that we are. Now, that limitation is a little bit easy because truth of the matter is, a lot of people can talk about you and you know it's not true. I literally had this lady, I told her, she was like, oh, where you from? And I'm like, South Side. And she's like, where on the South Side? I'm talking about South Side of Chicago. And she's like, oh, well, I wish you luck. I'm looking at this lady like, lady, you don't even know me. Now, granted, let me keep it real with y'all. Me growing up in the neighborhood that I did, I was surrounded by drugs. I was surrounded by gang violence. Literally, it was 6 of us that grew up on the block. One of them, he's still not with us to this day because he lost his life due to gang violence. I've had to dodge bullets going to school and coming home from school. I've literally been robbed at gunpoint. But despite all of that, everybody else used to look at where I came from in the area I was, and they thought that that was just, oh, I wasn't going to be any good or be in jail. Truth of the matter is, here it is. I'm out here running 2 businesses, overseeing a nonprofit organization. I travel the globe, and I'm out here making a difference while she's sitting at home in somebody's basement, not doing nothing. So that's limitation number one. Limitation number two is this: the limitation that we put on ourselves. Listen, my question to you is, when something goes wrong, when something doesn't flow right, or things just don't go right for you, what does that little voice say to you? I'm not good enough. I'm not attractive. I shouldn't be around. I'm not like the other people. See, here's the thing, that limitation is hard because of the simple fact there are things that can happen in our life, and literally when it happens in our life, we say these things to ourselves. And listen, I used to think I wasn't good enough, all because my dad was not around with me growing up. And when I tell you, like, literally, my mom, she had to work not only 1, but 2 jobs to take care of me and my baby girl sister, to make sure we had decent food on the table and everything was good. But here's the other piece of it. My mom literally lost those 2 jobs, and we ended up on public assistance, on welfare. And literally, my mom was struggling to make ends meet. And some nights I went to bed hungry because we didn't have the food. And in those moments, my box would say, you're not good enough. Your family is poor. You'll never be anything. You're never going to amount to anything. What makes you think you're going to make a difference for your family? And y'all, that was my box. I'm not good enough. I'm not worth it. I'm not loved. It would make me feel like I'm not loved, even if my own dad wasn't around to take care of me, to want to be in my life. So when I'm talking about your box, I'm talking about those things that you say. So my question to you is, what are those things that you say? When you have a smile on your face, you're hanging around your friends and you're talking to your friends and even around your own family. What are those things that you say that are a part of your box? What does your box say? Or is it negative things that you tell yourself? Or is it things that other people have said to you and you're just constantly blaming yourself, beating yourself up for that? Listen, today, a part of this rally, we're going to destroy that box. And let me tell you, I've destroyed my box. And because I've destroyed my box, that's why I'm out here making a difference in the world. That's why I'm able to fly my family to meet who I'm going to see them in like less than 24 hours. And they live in Wisconsin. That's why I'm able to have a very good looking bank account. Period. So here's the thing. You're getting ready to do an exercise. And this exercise, you're going to have a box. And on this box, you're getting ready to write the different things that people have said about you, the negative things that you've said to yourself, the things that have held you back, the things that make you not open up and say, speak for yourself. And here's the thing. I don't care who's around you. This is all about you right now. And when I say this is all about you, I don't care if it's your little brother, your big sister, little sister, your friend, your cousin, and what you doing? You know what? I'm getting my life. What about you? Oh, you over there doing too much. Well, if I'm doing too much, are you not doing enough? So this is all about you. So in a moment, you are getting ready to look at that box and you're going to write everything on that box and you're going to go through this exercise. And write everything that you can even think of, whether you thought about it once or you think about it all the time, write it on this box. And then there's going to be a process where you actually get to destroy your box. So for my teachers who are watching this right now, I do believe one of my good friends, his name is Harry. He's going to help you through this process. If he is available, he can go ahead and come on up. Okay, never mind. So it's going to be me. All right, y'all. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. And literally me giving you this 10 minutes, you're going to work with your teacher. You're actually going to, and I might give you a little bit more time. But for right now, teachers, have them write on their box. Like, just go for it. Write it. Make sure everyone has written it. And then once it's done, we're going to go through the process of destroying the box. So you all, I'm going to put 10 minutes on my timer. Give me a second here. And so teachers, I don't know if there's any way that we can check in with the teachers to make sure that we're good and we're ready to go. But I'm going to go ahead. Right now, it is 9:13 your time. Let's be ready to go. Let's just say by 9:25 your time. So you got 12 minutes, okay? So your 12 minutes begins now. To do the work to create that box, y'all, go for it. Get into it. Turn up. Write everything on that box. And then we'll get to destroy it. All right. Your time begins now. And by the way, if you have any questions, teachers, or anyone, if you want to put a question in the chat, or if you want to either come up on screen or anything like that, you can. So that way I can answer. I'm here to answer the questions for you. So let me know. I am here for you.
So we have a couple students, and hi, this is Teresa. I'm from IT in Bridgeport. I'm the faceless voice right now. We have a couple questions about the box. Some people are talking about it. If you could just talk about, it sounds like the kit that they got. If you can go over that just one more time.
Okay. So in the kit, and I just want to be clear, Jennifer, if you just want to let me know exactly what was inside of that kit. But inside that kit, there are a few things. Jennifer, is that you? Hey,
can you hear me?
I can.
Hi, I'm another faceless box on here. In your bag that you got from Hall Neighborhood House, you should have a box. It might look like a food container from a takeout restaurant. It might look like a regular cardboard box from Amazon, anything. You should have a box, you should have a marker. So somewhere in there, have a box, and all those things that Arik was just talking about, you're gonna write all over that box, whatever those things are, okay? You could even put them on little papers and put them inside, but just quickly, what is it? I'm not good enough. I don't look good enough. People might not like me. They might laugh at me. Whatever those things are that keep you from doing whatever it is that you want to do, you're going to put that on that box. Is that helpful?
Yes, that is so helpful. So you all, it doesn't matter, like you can write inside the box, outside the box. It doesn't matter if the box has writing on the inside or the outside. All you're doing is just writing it. And here's the thing. Maybe you say, I'm not good enough. I feel ugly. Or maybe you just write the word that people have called you. I know for me, I used to get called punk all the time because I wasn't like the other dudes and I wasn't like acting the same. But because of that, like seriously, I kind of look at that word now and I laugh because now I go all across the world talking about when people used to call me punk and bully me because of that. So what is that word? What is that statement? You should have a box. All your boxes will not look the same. So don't be looking for the same box, but you should have a box as well as a marker. Take that marker out. I don't care about spelling. Just go ahead and just write. Okay. And you all
We have one other too. We have some students that would like to know, what should they call you when they ask you questions?
Arik, ARIC, or AJ. It's all good.
Sounds good. And then would you like to stay on screen or would you like me to put a timer up?
You could put a timer up. That would be cool. I think that would be very helpful. I
I'll
mean,
get ready.
But I'm sweating bacon grease right now. So they probably want to see a timer instead of me sweating bacon grease right now. So
You're up.
all right, everybody. So a couple of things. Number one, I know some of you all didn't have a box for whatever reason, and that's okay. Like, don't stress about it. If you're able to get a piece of paper or something like that and write out whatever those things were that would be a part of your box, you're all good. So I want everybody to like put their box or their piece of paper in their hand. Hold it up. Almost like you holding Simba, but this is not like holding Simba from Lion King. You're going to look at that box and you're going to be like, okay, goodbye. Say however you want to say goodbye, goodbye, deuces, holla, whatever you want to say. You're going to take that and I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1. And when I say go, you are going to tear, rip, shred that box up. You want to rip it up so much, tear it up so much that literally if somebody like looked at it, they wouldn't even know what you were doing. Like they'd be like, what's happening to the box? So here's the thing. We're going to count down. Here we go. Have it in your hand. Get ready to just rip. You know what to go for. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Rip it up. 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 Rip it up.
Rip it up.
Rip it up. Man, I wish I had like, I destroyed my box a minute ago. I should have like just another box with y'all. All right. Keep ripping it. Keep ripping it. Keep ripping it. Keep ripping it. Go, 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 go. All right, y'all. All right. Now, take the pieces of your box just for right now. Just set them to the side because I want to make sure we're still on time and we got a couple more things we want you to do, okay? So just set it to the side for right now. You'll be able to throw it away. You'll be able to trash it a little bit later. So with that being said, you may be like, okay, I ripped it up. I got rid of what people said about me, what I say about myself. What's next? So the next thing we're going to talk about is doing you and doing you unapologetically. Now, when I say doing you, don't just do you. Do you unapologetically. What does unapologetic mean? It means stop apologizing for who you are. If people don't like you, guess what? Peace. Ooh, I'm not feeling you. I don't know if I like your hair. Okay, mind your business. Peace. Like literally, do you unapologetically. I'm gonna tell you now. I came from a very religious background. My mom had me when she was super young. Dad was not in the picture. Money was not around. We were struggling. We would get excited when we would go to this place in Chicago called White Castles, and they sold like these small hamburgers. Like literally, we would get excited just to get 2 or 3 of those because the struggle was real. But here's the thing. What I learned is everything about me, everything that's happened before, everything that I've learned about myself is what makes me. But here's the other piece. When I destroy my box, I have an opportunity. And that opportunity is to get to say who I am from here on out, like who I am from this moment moving forward. And the thing that's beautiful about that, you don't have to rely on somebody else to tell you who that is. You don't have to rely on your mom or your dad or your friends or anybody. Like you get to say who you are. And we're going to do an exercise. But before we even go there, let me say a couple of things about doing you and doing you unapologetically. When you own who you are, when you are proud of all of this, people gonna talk. People people ain't gonna like you all of a sudden because they're like, well, why you not responding a certain way? Here's the thing. Here's one thing I've learned, and I don't care if you're in 6th grade, 3rd grade, 30th grade, 60th grade. Here's the thing I've learned. People's opinion of you is none of your business. Period. None of your business. Ooh, I don't know if I like you. Okay, well, you figure that out over there. I like me. That's all that matters. Like, you get to be that for yourself. And listen, I used to be that. Like, when I found out and I destroyed my box, I went around and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be this powerful dude. Like, I'm just going to be me. Like, unapologetic. And no, I don't act like everybody else. I don't look like everybody else. I don't do all the dudes were like outside playing like basketball and stuff like that. I mean, that's their thing. That wasn't my thing. So I was the dude who was like in theater and this, that, and the other. And people used to trip. Oh, you going like you doing that punk stuff. You doing that faggot stuff. You doing that because, you know, you ain't playing ball. What they don't realize is I was learning skills to literally, I've been on television several times. While they still playing and I don't have a problem with them playing basketball, but what I'm saying is, had I listened to them, had I let them beat me down with their words, I would have stopped doing theater. I would have stopped doing what I wanted to do, and I would have stopped being power. I am power. Like, that's who I am. That's who I chose to be. And let me go ahead and say this before we move on, and let me explain. When you're out there and you're doing you and you're doing you unapologetically, you're going to create a fan club. And the name of that fan club is called The Haters. They hate you because they ain't you. Raise your hand right now if you got haters. Like, they hate you because they ain't you. Like, seriously. Now, I used to get upset. Why you hating on me? I don't understand. But then I realized what haters stood for. If you take and you all can write this down. If you take the word haters and spell it out, if you're writing it on a piece of paper, write Haters. 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 And I used to be upset until I realized what haters stood for. If you take the word haters and break it down to Haters, this is what it means. People having attitude towards everyone reaching success. So now that we're clear about our haters, let's talk about you. If you were to choose one word to describe the person you would want to be in the world, if there was one t-shirt that you could wear for the rest of your life and there was a word that went across your t-shirt, almost like how you got Superman, you got Batman, everybody got a symbol on their chest, what would be the word? So like when people literally looked at you and they saw you, they'd be like, oh my God, that is so truly you. For me, mine is power. I'm a powerful person. I am powerful. What's your word? And here's the thing. Don't rely on nobody else to tell you your word. This is all about you. And you don't have to have evidence or proof. If you're someone who's been shy and you want to put courage as your one word, you do that. Because see, you're standing up for yourself. You're standing up for your future and what you want to have. So here is what's going to be amazing. Choose a word. If we can get Harry on the screen live with me, because Harry is going to help you with this next exercise as well. And Harry, just go ahead and turn on your camera. Awesome. All right, so y'all, Harry, by the way, Harry waved to everybody, you know. Y'all, look, his beard game is strong. I'm jealous. I'm trying to be like that. So here's the thing. In your bag, you have a sheet of paper that has a t-shirt on it. And on that t-shirt, you're going to take a marker or something like that, and you're just going to write that one word. Harry, what would be some words that you think would be like amazing to go on a shirt?
Brave.
Brave. Yeah. Yeah.
Righteous.
Okay. Okay.
You know.
How about, here's the other thing. By the way, y'all don't always have to be like, some of y'all, let's just say it, some of y'all goofy. And if you anything like me, Harry knows this, and Harry and I have been together, like, we could be goofy. Here's the thing, if you're that type of person where you're like fun, You want fun to be your word. You want smiley, whatever that one word is, you get to choose it. So here, we're going to give them about 5. Let's go ahead and just say, you think we should give them 5-7 minutes. What you think, Harry?
5 minutes will work. 5 minutes will definitely work. But just some more of those, some more ideas. You can put leader, you can put kind, you can put fun, you can put, as he just said, you can put sparkle, glitter. You can put unicorns.
Whatever works for you. Look, you can put love. You can put free. All right, y'all, pull out a piece of paper. Go ahead and write your word, and write it proud. Don't be like just like stick figure writer. Like, do some bubble letters. Like, make it big, make it bold. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, so Harry, it's over to you.
We're going on the screen on the live event, so it's just under. It's about 4.5 minutes left.
Thank you so much, Teresa. You are such a rock star. I love that picture, by the way. And did you have fun with your word? Like, does your word, when you look at that t-shirt and you look at your word, does that inspire you? Does that make you feel good about yourself? Does that make you feel like, yes, this is what my life is about to be about? And y'all, I'm telling you, when you make that choice to choose a word and you start living by it, here's what I want you all to do. And we're going to give it a few seconds. And then I'm going to give my last piece. And then you all are going to have some fun stuff to do. I want you on that t-shirt, just real quick, and I'm just throwing this in real quick. Let's say you chose the word powerful. And if you chose the word powerful, my question is, what are 2 things you can do today that represent you being powerful? And I want you to write those 2 things on that piece of paper, right up under the t-shirt or right by the t-shirt. So for me, powerful. So 2 things I could do today being powerful is when after today's session, like literally I'm going into another virtual summer camp that I'm leading with 200 students all across. And when I show up, when I deliver my messages, I could be powerful. I could be very strong. I could be very like in it, like heart, like not holding back. So I'm just going to be powerful. That's one thing. Another thing for me being powerful, when I see my mom and my sister later today. When I see my mom and my sister, and I haven't seen my mom in some time. I haven't seen my mom in over a year. So being powerful with my mom, I'm going to be able to go hug my mom and hug her, not squeeze her, because my mom is gangster. Like, she's like about 5'8", 9. She's a big girl. She's proud of it. She calls herself thickness. She loves it all. Like, she's proud of all of that. But let me tell you, the boys on the block used to try to fight my mom. None of them won. So I'm not going to squeeze my mom, but I'm going to give her a powerful hug. And just in that hug, show so much love. So write down those 2 things that you're going to do today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you're 22 years old. What are 2 things you're going to do today?
Michaela says, yay. And I'm hoping that's in reference to the big hug you're about to give your mama.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm a mama's boy. I'm not even going to lie. I am. Awesome. All right, you all. I want you all, if you can, type in the chat. Are you all having fun? Are you learning something today? Like, just go ahead. I just want to check in with you all because I know I'm doing a lot of talking. I know Harry is talking as well, and Teresa is talking as well. We're all here for you. But, like, type in the chat, like, are you having fun? What are you learning? Like, let us know. And I know we'll give it a few seconds, Teresa, for that to come through.
They're having fun.
Yay. Good. All right. We're going to go with fun. And if you still type things in the chat as we go along, we'll definitely call those out towards the end. So The last thing I want to talk about, you all, is getting too mad. And when I say mad, there's two types of mad. Average mad is this. Average mad is somebody says something to you, all of a sudden you mean mugging, you rolling your eyes all the time, you stomping down the hallway, you like slamming your door, and then because you don't feel no better, you turn around and you kick your little puppy. Like that type of mad. Now, I know some of y'all are tripping right now, like, how can you kick the puppy? Why would you do that to Simba? Like, no, this is just an example. But what I'm really saying is average mad is when something happens to you, like you're just blowing up. You're just like, you forget your one word that you've created. And I know you just created your word today, but trust me, there will be people who will challenge you on that one word. So that's average mad. Or you have a choice where from this moment forward, you can get to mad. Check it out. Get to MAD. Check it out. Get to making a difference. I don't know about y'all, but I want to be that person that makes a difference. I want to be that person that when I walk into a room, people are happier when I walk out because I've made a difference. And here's the thing, making a difference is something as simple as making people smile. It is that simple. Making a difference.
I remember fucking Joseph. I can't. They don't have cats yet.
I hear somebody's voice. I don't know who that is. But when I say making a difference, I don't care how young you are. I don't care how old you are. If you have breath in your body, you can make a difference. All you have to do is make a choice, set your mind to it, and go for it. You don't have to wait for permission to make a difference, especially in your community. You don't. It could be something as simple as helping someone who's elderly in your community. Maybe it's helping someone else in your community who's in your same grade and maybe they're struggling with some of the schoolwork or they don't have many friends and you just decide to reach out to them. Like, whatever that is, you get to make a difference. And when you're making a difference, I'm going to give you all one thing that you can learn. And just so you know, today you're going to be put to the test with this. Making a difference requires you to give not just 100%, but 110%. And when I say 110%, if you decide, you know what, I am going to help all the elderly people on my block. That's what I'm going to do this summer. Like, I'm going to reach out, make sure that they have what they need. They're good. Doing 100% is maybe doing that once a week. Giving it 110%, maybe you do it every other week where you check in with different people. Listen, this world, everybody is well, not everybody, but there are people in the world who are wreaking havoc. They are just making stuff happen. They're making bad decisions and they're giving it 100%. So if we think we're going to make a difference, we can't just give 100%. We get to give 110%. I'm not saying that because it sounds good. I'm saying it because I live that. And when I say I live that, here's what I mean. A few years ago, I was invited to be a student leadership coach at this event. And I get to the event, I get to the training, I'm all excited, I'm pumped. I'm like, yeah, we're about to turn up. And this girl, she walks to the front of the room and she's like, hello, everybody. I'm like, oh God, shoot me now. And then all of a sudden she's like, so today I'm gonna teach you a chair. And the name of this chair, oh my God, I love it so much. The name of this chair is called Baby Shark. Okay, so everybody do me a favor, put your hands up like this. And I know I can't see y'all, but you better put your hands up, like this. Here we go. Baby Shark, Baby Shark. I'm looking at this lady like, look, I don't know what drugs you smoking, but you want me to learn a stupid chair about a baby shark, a mama shark, a daddy shark, grandma shark, grandpa shark. I went for a swim. I saw the shark attack. I lost my arm. I lost my leg. I called 911. 911 said it's too late. Happy shark? I don't think so. But then it clicked in my head because, see, weeks before that, I made a choice to everything that I did, I would give it 110%. And as soon as it popped in my head, Arik, you said you were going to give 110%. In that moment, I took that cheer baby shark. Y'all, it was the best thing walking around campus. Everybody else was doing baby shark like this. They're like, baby shark. No, me and my crew, gangster. We snapped so hard. This was us. Baby shark. Baby shark. Mama shark. Mom shark. Dad. I mean, we snapped. We snapped so hard we would get requests at lunch. Like we were like a radio station, or like we're not Netflix, but Pandora or something. Like literally people, this girl, she walked up to me, y'all, I was chewing on a double cheeseburger, and that double cheeseburger was so good. It was like just the right amount of cheese. Just it was hot. The cheese melted, y'all. It was good. And I'm chewing on this double cheeseburger. I'm like, mwah, mwah. And this girl, she walks up, she's like, excuse me. I'm like, what's up? Are you the group that does baby shark? I'm like, yup. She's like, oh my God, it's you. Oh my God. Can you and your group do baby shark, please? I'm looking at this lady like, don't you see me chewing on my double cheeseburger? And you just won't let me eat my cheeseburger. So I tell my group, I'm like, group, let's do it, let's go. We in the middle of the cafeteria, we shutting down Baby Shark. People like clapping with us. They don't even know what we're singing about, but they're like, oh snap. I got so good at doing Baby Shark, I took it home to my nephew. My sister and I, we ended up getting a place together because unfortunately, his dad was not a part of the picture. And because I didn't want Amar to experience what I experienced, I raised Amar like my own son. And literally, we do Baby Shark all the time. One day, we in a grocery store, and I'm trying to figure out what we're going to have for dinner. And then all of a sudden, here comes Amar with his big head and stuff. Y'all, he had a big head. I ain't going to lie. Like, literally, if he leaned his head a little too far to the left, I was afraid he was going to fall over and bust his head. Like, that's how big his head was. Thank God he's grown into it now. So, we're in a grocery store, and Amar walks up to me with his big head, and he's like, Uncle Arik, let's do Baby Shark. I'm like, dude, we're standing in the frozen food section. And Amar, I do this speech called Don't Be Scared. And Amar, he knew my speech, and he says to me, oh man, my Uncle Arik is scared. And then he turns and walks away. And I'm like, did you just do that? And I'm like, come here. We're standing by the frozen pizza. We kicking, we screaming. This old lady, she walks up the aisle. She sees us. Her eyes get big. I've never seen, she had to at least be in her 80s. She was running like she was running for the Olympics, because she like backed up out of there, shot down the hallway. And the next thing you know, I hear security aisle 8. I look up, I see me and Amar are in aisle 8, and we about to get arrested. And I look at him, I'm like, Amar, we about to go to jail for doing Baby Shark. Amar looked at me, he's like, no. And I'm like, bro, it's your fault. But we didn't get caught though, y'all, because we ran out. So a few years after that, Amar and his mom, they moved to Madison, Wisconsin. I got a position as a business manager at a law firm in Atlanta. And I'm in Atlanta, my phone rings, and I pick it up like I do all the time. Good afternoon, law offices of Cheryl Burke. This is Arik speaking. How can I help you? Hey, Arik, it's your mom. Oh, hey, Mom. Arik, I don't know how I'm going to say this to you. I'm just going to say it straight up. This morning on his way to school, as Amar was crossing the street, he dashed out into traffic and he was hit by a vehicle. And when he was hit, the witnesses say it literally threw his body up in the air. He came down head first into the windshield. The car stopped, slammed on brakes, threw his body. Arik, they're saying Amar might not ever be able to walk again. Can you come? Yo, that was my Amar. My Amar. I get to the hospital. When I get to the hospital, my mom, she's standing there. She's being a soldier. She's holding it together for the whole family. I look at my sister. My sister looks like all hope has been stolen from her. And then I look over at Amar. He's in bed, and he has so many tubes going in and out of him, and he has on this big chest brace. His face is swollen. But what throws me off is, for some reason, they have his wrists cuffed to the bed. And I can't figure out why they have his wrists cuffed to the bed. And I tell my mom and my sister, look, go home. Uncle Ark is here. I got this. And as my mom is walking out, she grabs me, she pulls me close, and she says, Ark, Omar does not respond to pain very well. Don't lose it. Mom, I'm here. I got this. It's good. My mom leaves, and I'm sitting there with Omar. And as I'm sitting there with Omar, I'm trying to say certain things because he hasn't been responding to anybody since he's been in the hospital. And I'm trying to get him to respond to certain things, and I'm saying different jokes. I knew he loved SpongeBob, and I was trying to make all these connections to SpongeBob, and he was not responding at all until 2 o'clock in the morning. And with 2 o'clock in the morning came the pain. Amar is lying there, then all of a sudden he starts. Amar, come on. Big man, Uncle Ark is here. You can fight this pain. The pain gets so bad that literally Amar kind of thrashes around in the bed a little bit, and I'm losing it. I'm losing it so much. I'm trying to calm him down. I call the nurse. Can you give him some more pain meds? I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson. We can't give him anything else. And I am losing it because everything I'm saying, everything I'm doing, nothing is working. And the only thing I could think to say in that moment was, Amar, if you hear me, baby shark, do 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 do, baby shark. Amar stops. And he slowly turns his head towards my voice. And Amar opens his eyes for the first time in days. All because of a stupid cheer I learned, and I decided to give it 110%. It wasn't like the lady at the training walked up to me and said, hey, learn this cheer because this is going to be what pulls Amar out of a coma. No. Y'all, here's what I'm going to say to you. You will always have an opportunity. I don't care how old, I don't care how young you are. You will always have an opportunity to make a difference. And today I'm going to challenge you because you're going to get with your teacher and you're going to come up with ideas of how you can have an impact. What are some things you want to do within your school, around your school, in your community, in your family, in your church? Where do you want to make a difference? Now, just so you all know, Amar had the most miraculous recovery. And when I tell you, in the year of 2016, he graduated from high school with the class of 2016, and now he's walking around like nothing ever happened, and he's fine. He's good. So don't be scared to get too mad. Don't be scared to get out there and make a difference. Your age means nothing. What does mean something? What you do with your age right now. So, Harry, if I can get you to come on with me real quick so we can go ahead and wrap this up. So you all, what will you do? How will you make a difference? Harry, is there anything you want to share with them, just like how they can make a difference or the importance of making a difference?
Like Arik said, you know, making a difference it can be simple, right? It could be something as simple as making somebody smile, right? It could be something as simple as cooking a sibling breakfast, right? Right? You're making a difference, but you know, when you put in 110% in making a difference, you know, there's soul in it, right? There's yeah, like my mother would say, you're putting your foot in it, you know, like when she's making something to eat or whatever the case may be. But you know, put 110% into making a difference every day. you know. When you're walking down the street, you know, you see somebody drop something, you know, pick it up. That's making a difference. You know, you see somebody that's crossing the street and they look like they might be having a little bit of trouble. Help them out with that. An elderly person or something of that nature. You know, I'm really coming off the top here. I don't have examples ready right now.
Harry, you know what, Harry, you've given something so great. Like, keep it simple. Keep it simple. So as we get, and thank you for that feedback, Harry. As we get ready to wrap this up, you all, you can write ideas that you have on the back of the sheet with your t-shirt. So that way, you know the powerful person that you are. You have 2 things that you're going to do. And look at this. I'm about to make this easy for y'all. Maybe you can do something today that can make a difference that's connected to your word. So with that being said, y'all, I know that's our time. I hope this has been fun for you all. I hope you all don't just have this be a day where you did an exercise and then you do nothing different. This is an opportunity for you to go out into the world and make a huge difference. So on behalf of myself and Harry, we want to thank you so much for your time. And I am getting ready to turn it back over to Jasmine. Jasmine, thank you so much. Ediel, thank you so much. Everybody over at Hall's House, thank you so much. And just thank y'all for your attention. To the principals, teachers, thank y'all so much for this opportunity. So Jasmine, I'm gonna turn it on over to you. Bye, y'all.
Thank you so much, Arik, for that awesome motivational speech. I'm definitely inspired myself. Thank you so much. And thank you, Harry, as well, for joining us and giving us your input as well. We appreciate that. All righty. At this time, we will be doing a artistic activity led by artist Remy Sosa, who will be guiding us through in English, and Francisco Mandujano, who will be translating in Spanish. Francisco and Remy, take it away.
All right, I guess let us know when we're live. Oh, we're live now.
Hi, my name is Remy Sosa,
Y yo soy Francisco Mandujano.
and we're both artists at the Norwalk Art Space here in Norwalk. So I'm going to be doing everything in English, and then Francisco's going to do everything in Spanish. We're the Spanish speakers.
Y lo primero que quiero que hagan es algo que no vino en su bolsita, papel y un poquito de agua para limpiar las brochas, porque vamos a estar trabajando con mucha pintura.
Okay, so as he said, something that didn't come in the bags is some paper and it's just water, but you can get like any cup and just put water in it.
Un
just to
vasito.
clean the brushes, and then just the paper to dry off the brushes eventually. This will give you some time to do that. Awesome.
Yeah, we'll give them a little bit of time while we get everything ready for ourselves too. Les vamos a dar un poquito de tiempo para que se arreglen ustedes y después ahorita empezamos en un segundito. Otra cosa que pueden empezar a hacer es las pinturas que piensan que van a usar, las pueden abrir y todo esto debería de estar en la bolsa que les dieron.
Yeah, so if you guys want to start just picking out your favorite colors, like I have black right now, and then just start thinking about what colors you want to see and what colors make you happy.
A ver, a mí los colores que me hacen feliz son rojo, azul y amarillo. Ustedes pueden escoger cualquier colores que piensan que que los hace sentir feliz. Y yo tengo un color aquí también dorado. That's a nice surprise. Una sorpresa.
I got a bunch of colors here too.
Remy escogió todos los colores.
So like luckily we got a lot of supplies, which is really cool. Thank you. So like, I got my green here, staple color. We got like coral, blue, orange, which is also a really cool color. Yellows, turquoise, which is like a rare color to have. And so yeah, we're gonna be using a lot of colors. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do something called tape art. So luckily you guys have your roll of blue artist tape. And then you should also have a canvas, this size, a marker, and then we have 2 brushes, which are this large white one and the skinny blue one.
Ok, entonces en los materiales que nos dieron, vamos a estar usando la cinta. Es arte de cinta en lo que vamos a estar trabajando hoy. Yo empecé uno, pero con Remy vamos a enseñarles cómo empezarlo desde el mero empiezo. Vas a necesitar tus brochas, el tape y el marcador.
And the canvas.
Oh, y el cuadro.
Y el canvas. And then, obviamente también, where's the thingy? También deberían tener esto, which is like a palette, so you guys should have also your palette. And then we do have some examples of what tape art is. So Francisco did one that's like really cool, which he will show you.
Le vamos a enseñar cómo hacemos tape art. El que van a hacer ustedes va a ser más simple, pero solo para que ustedes sepan que no, hoy lo vamos a hacer simple porque no tenemos mucho tiempo. Pero si ustedes quieren hacer este proyecto otra vez en su casa y quieren hacer algo más personal, ustedes pueden hacer algo más personal. Yo hice algo muy personal. A mí me gustan las caricaturas, so dividí en muchos cuadros mi papel y al final en cada cuadrito dibujé una caricatura.
So I should have also spoken that. So what he did here was that everything that you see that is white is where the tape was, or where the tape was removed from. And so he started out with his name initial, which is like the F right here. And this is like an example of what that would look like.
La F está aquí.
And it doesn't have to be as complicated as this because we don't have that much time, but it could be, this is just like possibilities of how fun this could be, and if you guys want to do this later on in life.
Hoy lo vamos a hacer simple, vas a poner tu nombre y si escribiste tu palabra, la mía era love, que quiere decir amor. Y tú puedes usar tu palabra y si tú quieres, no la tienes que hacer con el tape, tú lo puedes hacer con tu marcador si la palabra es muy grande. Y Remy, en la palabra de ella escogió inspire.
¿Qué significa inspirar?
Que es
Okay, so I'm ready to get started if you guys are. I obviously can't hear you guys talking back, but we're gonna get started. So, we're gonna break open the canvas and take the plastic out. Very excitedly. So now we have this beautiful, fresh, ready to go canvas. And so, like Francisco did in this one, where, he started out originally with just the F, so his initial. We can do that. But you guys are also welcome to do numbers if you would like. If it's easier for you, I know it might take some time because of the tape. So we're gonna give you some time to put the initial first. I'm gonna do it with you guys.
El que yo hice tiene una letra, pero ustedes pueden escoger como un número, su número favorito. Ustedes pueden hacer algo más personal con lo de ustedes. So, tú puedes tener, mi nombre es Frankie, Entonces yo escogí la F, pero mi número favorito es el 7. Entonces yo podía haber hecho el 7 en vez de esto y escribir en una parte del cuadro la palabra que escogieron más temprano. Remy ahorita ella está haciendo las tapes, que está poniendo la cinta.
Just an example, I'm just laying down the tape. I'm trying to create an R, which is not, I found the easiest letter to do with tape, but
Se le llama Remy, entonces la R es más trabajosa.
difícil.
¿Difícil?
Yeah. Trabajosa. Okay, let's start.
Francisco, can you show your camera down so we can see, or the kids can see what Rem is doing?
Of course. You want to do it over here, Remy?
Okay, just for better.
Okay, right there. That's a good angle.
There you go.
Right there. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the R for my name, and so it's ready to go.
Ustedes pueden trabajar a su mismo paso, no tienen que seguir con nosotros así tan rápido, tomen su tiempo y al final de la clase se van a tomar una selfie, con su cuadro y después se lo van a mandar a los maestros. All right?
Cool.
You ready to add paint?
Yeah. So,
Right.
I'm ready to add paint. So I'm choosing the colors that I'm gonna work with, and one of them is the green acrylic. So I'm gonna put this on the little palette. Put enough. Oh, that's awkward. I am using yellow. And it doesn't matter what color you use. I'm just giving you guys examples of the colors that I'm going to use. And I'm going to probably mix them to create stuff. Turquoise and then orange. If you want to translate that.
All right. Ella va a usar muchos colores. El primer color es verde. Usó verde, rojo, anaranjado, amarillo y azul. Yo voy a hacerlo un poquito más simple. Solamente voy a usar rojo, amarillo y azul.
So maybe you guys have or have not seen or have done tape art before, but I wanted to make it a little more interesting and, just kind of like give you ideas of other things that you can do with tape art. And so I have the letter down already. I'm gonna paint over it. And so I have to choose a background color. I think I'm gonna go with this coral color, which is like a pink almost. So yeah, and then we're gonna paint. And I'm using the big brush to paint the whole thing because it's easier to lay down the paint.
Yo voy a empezar con rojo y lo voy a empezar como por aquí. Después voy a limpiar mi brocha cuando vaya a cambiar el color.
Also, I'm seeing that some of you don't have tape. If you don't have tape, that's fine. You can just draw your initial and kind of just, I guess, follow along with, you can draw with the marker, and so just kind of follow along the steps that we're doing also.
Eso es perfecto. Entonces yo voy a poner el 7. Si no tienes tape, lo puedes hacer con el marcador. Solo que cuando lo pintes, vas a tener cuidado cuando te acerques a tu número o a tu letra. Y no quieres mucha agua en tu brocha, entonces cuando la laves con el papel, le quitas el agua. Y ahora voy a hacer con el amarillo. Y voy a dejar un poquito de espacio entre los colores.
So you guys have the option of doing this kind of like Francisco, where he's kind of doing one color at a time. I'm doing a background, and then I'm going to build up the painting, just because that's my style.
Ahora voy a ponerle un poquito del rojo al amarillo para hacer otro color. Y ese lo voy a poner en el medio.
So my background color is late. I know maybe it may be taking some time for you guys, and you guys are more than welcome to take your time. We're not in a big rush. But basically this is what it should look like if you want to do the way that I do it. If not, you guys can also like see the way Francisco's doing it, which is very interesting, where he's mixing the colors, which, you know, will make a fun effect later.
Eso es por si no tienes los colores, tú puedes mezclarlos. Aquí vamos a aprender cuáles colores hacen cuáles colores cuando los mezclas. Entonces el rojo y el amarillo hacen anaranjado. Y lo que está haciendo Remy es de que ella está poniendo un color sólido completamente, y esto va a ser como lo de atrás de la pintura, y después le va a poner la pintura que ella quiere arriba.
So what Francisco's doing is that he's experimenting with the colors, right? So he's mixing them. So like, you know, if you guys don't know, like red and yellow make orange, green and yellow make, no, green and blue make
Blue and yellow.
Blue and yellow
make green.
Sorry, I haven't had coffee today. So he's just experimenting and playing around with colors. There's other ways that you can make a single color. So what I'm gonna do, actually, now that I have the background set, I'm going to add more tape and basically make a frame like around the letter, just to kind of like emphasize. And it's totally fine if you get messy, because you're supposed to get messy, because painting is messy and fun.
Y no tienen que pensar mucho en hacerlo perfecto, no se preocupen de eso, porque lo que es importante es de que tú te sientas bien cuando estés trabajando en arte, porque ese es el punto de arte, no es de hacer algo magnífico, es de en verdad hacer algo que te hace sentir bien a ti mismo. Voy a usar muchas de estas.
Okay, so I've laid down the frame, which again is very different from what Francisco's doing. It's just, there's so many ways to approach this, you know, it's such a creative idea. And it's supposed to be a fun thing, so, you know, this is how I have fun, which is by making things complicated. So, now that I have the frame, I am going to add a little bit more tape in random places, just so we have like not just straight lines or just the letters, but like we have other shapes that we're creating. So yeah, I'm using a lot of tape right now. You guys have the option of doing that or not doing that. I don't know how friendly you guys may be with tape. But I actually love this stuff, so.
Yo me brinqué un color aquí, debería de haber hecho verde, eso es lo que voy a hacer ahora. Voy a hacer el verde. Y aquí hice el morado porque sé que voy a poner acá un rojo.
Like a rainbow?
I'm doing a rainbow. Pienso que es la mejor manera de enseñar los colores porque voy a usar todos los colores.
So now that I have all the tape that I need for my personal piece, I'm gonna use different colors now. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna go as wild as Francisco, but let's see what happens. And it's also okay to experiment, you know. If things don't come out the right way the first time, that's okay. Just keep trying. You know, like he's saying, art is supposed to be therapeutic and fun and interesting. So it's okay if you don't know what's gonna happen next. Okay, so I'm gonna start with green. And then for this part, I'm not gonna wash my brush. I'm just gonna mix all the colors and see like what happens. Experimental, we'll see what happens. I'm starting getting down here. And so what's happening right now is that because the paint from the back hasn't completely dried, the green is mixing into it. So it's creating a different color than the straight color from the bottle. And so if you guys want it to be like a solid green like the one that you see in the bottle, I recommend that you wait till things dry. But if not, it's okay if you start going on it. It just made it a little lighter, which is fine. That's why I chose that color as the background. Okay, so we have our green. Are you using my color?
Ahora estoy usando los colores de ella.
That's crazy. Make your own yellow.
You can't make yellow. Los únicos colores que no puedes hacer es el rojo, el amarillo y el azul. Pero de esos tres colores puedes hacer todos los otros colores.
So color theory wise, there's specific colors that you cannot recreate, and one of them is yellow. Fun fact. But almost everything else you can get creative with.
Todos los colores mezclados hacen café.
Okay, so we're just painting.
Yo voy a empezar a repetirme aquí, voy a empezar a hacer el rojo otra vez.
And then just, you know, in whatever parts you want, it's up to you how you want your piece to look and the mood you want to set, because ultimately the colors that you choose will choose the mood of the painting. So you know, if you want it to be like a super fun thing, you want to choose like super bright colors. If you want it to be a calm thing, you want to use like calmer things. I like that green. Okay. Again.
Si quieres el color más fuerte, lo que puedes hacer es esperar a que se seque el color y después le pones otra vez otra pasada del mismo color. Y eso va a quitar lo blanco de atrás, va a ser el color que se vea más brilloso. Voy a agarrarle la pintura a Remy otra vez. Oh, wait, I'm gonna wait. Tú notas, estamos haciendo dos cosas diferentes, dos estilos diferentes. Yo he limpiado mi brocha como 5 veces. Remy no ha limpiado la brocha, pero tú ves el estilo de ella. De todos modos, es muy bonito. Y el color que ella está mezclando es una mezcla de los colores que ya están en la brocha.
Yeah, notice I have not cleaned my brush, but Francisco has cleaned it maybe 2,500 times. I guess preference, if you, like I said before, if you guys want it to be like a very extreme color, you should wash your brush, just so you can get just that color. But if you want something a little more abstract and messy, you know, don't wash your brush.
I keep my mess to this. This is messy.
We're still waiting. Also, be aware that if you guys are doing this like I am, at some point, all the colors are gonna make this weird, mushy brown. So, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but could be nice.
Si tienen alguna pregunta, pueden preguntar en el chat. And if you guys have any questions, you can ask in the chat. Ya no le puedo robar a Remy, le puso otro color al amarillo.
I'm almost done, but that's because I'm working fast. So if you guys need more time, please take some more. And if you have questions, please ask. That's what we're here for, and we're happy to work with you.
Yo estoy trabajando muy lento. Y no todo tiene que ser perfecto. Lo que voy a tratar de hacer después es de pintar el 7, posiblemente con el dorado, y después voy a otra vez con el marcador.
Reach the bottom. Also, please do not worry about being neat and tidy. I am the definition of the opposite of neat and tidy. So, you know, it's okay to be messy. And so I think that's all I'm gonna do for paint. And then, yeah. You can't even see the art anymore.
¿Y cómo están? ¿Ustedes están bien? ¿Algunas preguntas? First falling apart.
So yeah, I'm waiting for it to dry a little bit because, as you guys may be telling now, the paint is heavy and it's thick and it's wet. So we're gonna just wait a little bit for it to dry. I think Francisco might be done sooner than me because I put too much paint and he put less than me. So it might dry before I do. I'm smart.
I have a note from a student, and I apologize for my Spanish. Francisco y Remy, gracias por ensarnos tanto.
De nada.
Es un placer trabajar para ustedes y con ustedes.
Me ganó. Iba a decir lo mismo.
I'm having a great time because I love art, so, you know, I hope you guys are also using art, especially during these times, you know. Things are hard, but the way that I deal with everything is through art. That's how I talk and communicate, so this is what I love to do, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am, and as much as Francisco is, who is cleaning his brush yet again.
Again.
I wish I could tell what colors you guys are using.
I know. Quisiéramos ver lo que están haciendo ustedes.
Yeah, if you guys want to write them down.
Please, I say please type in the chat some of the colors, and in the chat if you want to send some pictures, we have some pictures coming through too in the Q&A. I think students, you might be able to put your pictures there, and if not, make sure that you message them to your teachers, and we'll try to put together kind of a video of all the beautiful art that is being created.
Yes, please, por
I
favor.
would love to see some stuff. If you guys want, you can comment like your favorite color. My favorite color is orange and yellow.
Pueden comentar cuál es el color favorito de ustedes. Which one's yours?
Anaranjado.
Anaranjado. Y el mío es magenta. Pero el segundo favorito es rojo. That's my favorite color. Backstory about that.
So yeah, still waiting for it to dry. It's a little bit of a slow process.
Ella está esperando a que se seque mientras yo todavía termino en poner mis colores. Y ya casi termino también.
That 7 looks nice.
Huh?
That 7 looks nice.
Yeah.
Very graffiti like. And so at the end, what we plan to do is to write our words that we chose to be or that we want to be. So my word is inspire. Francisco's word is love. But love is already here. He just did it with tape. I'm going to write on mine with the markers that you guys should all have, possibly. So yeah. Also, like, let us know if you guys want to see anything else that you can do with tape while we're here. You guys have us. You can ask any questions. If you have any tough time, let me know. I can help. And if you're messy and cleaning your brush again, that's fine.
So for the chat, we have some colors are red, baby blue, blue, blue. Somebody is using a hair dryer, I guess, to help dry the process, the drying process.
That's so wow.
You've got yo estoy usando todos los colores.
Yeah.
Gold, black, and blue, azul, purple, vanilla, blue, and pink.
Oh, I love it. I love that. Use all of the colors, but yeah. I feel like I've been feeling red a lot lately, so I'm using a lot of reds.
And we got an OMG, it's so cute.
It is cute. Are you drying like that?
Almost.
I wish I had a blow dryer.
Yeah.
Just gonna blow it up.
Use your notebook.
Oh yeah. Also, this is an example of what I did earlier when the speaker was talking, Eric. But this is like what I did behind my notebook, and it's just like the letter R, but there's like some paint, some drawing, very abstract. But yeah, and then I wrote down here, Together We Rise, because, it's fun to be together, even though we're not together in the same room, but we're still together at heart and working and thinking and being creative.
Estamos lejos, pero todos estamos juntos. Con mi brocha chiquita voy a empezar a usar el dorado para mi 7 y lo voy a usar directamente de el botecito.
I'm using this as a fan.
We have some more comments. Best day ever.
Awesome.
I'm having a great day too.
110%.
So this is something you can do, I guess, to speed up the process. I don't have a blow dryer, but if you guys have a blow dryer, please use it. Especially if you use this much paint, because, you know, I play myself with this. But it's gonna come out really, really good. Maybe I'll start taking some of it.
Usualmente quieres esperar a que se seque, pero nosotros vamos aquí a hacerlo de una vez.
Yeah.
You need help?
No. So that's the first line.
Y no te preocupes si no sale 100% como querías. Parte de arte es de que a veces pasan cosas que no expectabas,
No puedes controlar.
que no puedes controlar.
Okay.
Como eso. Uh-oh, see?
Um,
I'm already getting messy.
So I took the first tape, and you can see that the background color I started with is still back there, and I like the color, so that's fine. And then just taking the small pieces that I put last. And what you're gonna find soon is that the pieces of tape that you put on top of other pieces of tape, if you did that, are gonna come off together. So it's gonna be like this ripple effect? Would it be ripple effect?
I don't know, so that.
My English is failing me.
Switch.
This looks like a cross.
Recuerden después tomar una selfie.
Yeah, you guys can take pictures of this. Can take pictures with it.
Only today.
Also, like the tape itself with the paint looks really cool. I will often like put it to the side because I like whatever color dimensions I created. And you know, if you want to stay clean, be careful with the tape, but also if you don't want to stay clean, that's fine too. So all I have left right now is the letter R. That was so good. So the good thing is that the background color seems to be right. There it is. Okay, so there it is. And then I did use too much paint. But, and so to enhance the letter, I'm gonna use a marker. And just, you can draw on it, like I might do like maybe some shapes and stuff, like a heart. I'm gonna show you guys right now because I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but. Just doing like half circles. It's like a bubble chat.
Con el marcador puedes hacer más diseños si tú quieres. Yo voy a hacer algo simple, ¿sí? Y voy a escribir Together We Rise, pero no puedo escribirlo así, solo voy a escribir acá.
I'm just still doing little circles. Don't mind me. Just gonna cover the whole thing. And then because the tape, this is the one part of the piece that is, all right, there goes the tape, that is still dry, so this is perfect for drawing purposes. Especially with the marker.
Tengan mucho cuidado con la pintura, que todavía está mojada, porque el marcador no puede escribir arriba de lo mojado.
Yeah, you can't use the marker very well on the paint if it's wet. So just keep that in mind.
Ustedes pueden esperar a que se seque completamente.
It won't let you and it'll slide.
I have a question from a student. So my Spanish is also not great, but ¿de qué país son los dos?
So, yo soy dominicana.
Y yo soy de México.
Thank you.
Si hay otras personas que quieren decir de dónde son, pueden escribirlo en el chat para ver de dónde venimos todos.
So I want my painting to dry a little more before I write inspired. So I'm feeling inspired.
Also, they're asking how old are you?
Okay. No se debería de preguntar a una mujer la edad.
Oh.
La verdad.
Oh.
You should never ask someone their age, if they're a girl, anyway. But I am 25, so tengo 25.
I'm old. Yo ya estoy viejito.
He's super old, so.
I almost dropped my painting.
We have some chats too. We have a few folks from Guatemala.
Guatemala.
Dominican Republic.
Hey.
Francisco, if it makes you feel any better, I'm old too.
We are all old. Except you guys.
Yeah.
I like how this came out, like the rough edges.
Yeah, me too. I like my 7, I just gotta wait for it to dry. Tengo que esperar a que se seque bien esto para yo poder escribir aquí otra vez.
Yeah, we were not smart enough to have something to dry these with.
But that's okay.
That's fine.
All right. You have anything more to add?
Just a word.
Oh, are you gonna add it up here?
I wanted to like kind of do it across, but I don't think that's gonna work out. So I don't know. I might just put it. I just feel like the word inspire and together we rise should go hand in hand because we should inspire each other to do better and to be better and to help each other out. And then we have Francisco's love, which is you should always give love.
Love each other.
Want to. Francisco kind of sucks, but love. But yeah.
All right.
I guess I'm right on it. I'm so scared. Let's see, I'm just gonna write on top.
¿Alguien en el chat ya terminó o están también esperando a que se seque el cuadro?
It won't let me write.
You gotta wait. You gotta be patient. You should write patient.
Patient. Maybe that should be my word. It's right out. Oh, no, there it is. Okay. Yeah, could just the words around it. I'm just like writing stuff down on my little art. And
Is anybody in the chat done?
it's okay if you're not. I'm not.
Right.
Some people are done, some people are still waiting for it to dry.
Yeah. Mine's not dry either. Yeah, I can tell right here.
Yes, I'm also waiting for it to dry.
I think some are walking around cleaning their room. Dry.
That's a way to spend time.
I think that you will use the 30 minutes that are there.
Say that again?
Are you guys gonna be done soon, or you need the extra 30 minutes that is on the agenda? I just want to make sure, we are.
I think we're gonna be done pretty soon. I think.
It's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Maybe even less.
It all depends on drawing time.
How's your brush, Remy? ¿Cómo está tu brocha?
I haven't seen it in a while.
No?
I've not seen my brush in a while. It's in there. I'm just ignoring it.
La mía se quebró.
Oh,
It's okay.
that's from washing it so much.
It's from watching it so much. Yeah, it is.
If your brush is broken, that's okay. Things happen.
It means you washed it too much like me. Es porque la limpié mucho.
It's just floating.
Oh.
It's still good. It's still good.
Recuerden de limpiar todo lo que usaron
So that para que lo usen otra
para
vez.
poder usarlo otra vez.
Yeah. Todos esos materiales son cosas que pueden durar mucho tiempo y que se pueden usar después.
Y ahora tienen muchas pinturas. La pueden usar para lo que quieran.
Yeah. What we were saying with Francisco is that make sure you clean everything, just because you can reuse it again. The paint and stuff, you guys, this is all yours. So, I'm definitely staying with the paint because I can always use some more paint. And the brush is cool. And yeah. Also the tape, because I use tape all the time.
Lo que pueden hacer también mientras esperan que se seque, pueden comerse sus snacks. You like goldfish?
I already opened mine.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of goldfish.
I like goldfish. Okay.
Solo puedo comer como dos.
But yeah, there's like Rice Krispies, there's fruit snacks. I was very happy to find those. And there's a Gatorade. I forgot the Gatorade. For energy purposes.
It's not gonna dry right.
This seems dry, but I tried to write on it and it wasn't dry.
maybe we can ask the kids what they have learned so far.
Yeah. Pueden escribir qué es lo que han aprendido hasta ahorita, hasta este punto. Remy, ¿aprendiste algo?
I learned that I shouldn't have used that much paint. Or to drive faster. And to whoever I made use that much paint, I'm sorry. I was just trying to keep it fun.
Yo aprendí que el marcador no puede escribir cuando la pintura está mojada. Que debería que ya haber sabido eso.
But also, if you guys have any thoughts about the beautiful and inspiring message that we were given by Arik, you guys can write that stuff down too. I know that while I thought he was funny, he was very direct and very smart, and I liked his talk. Very inspirational, and I know that when we were doing our box, we didn't know how to approach it, but we destroyed it.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of my box, so.
There's somebody who said that they learned using painter's tape is a cool way to learn to paint.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Using tape is very fun because it's a way to like skip the ruler, because it'll give you the straight line if you're painting, and I think it can be fun.
Y es más rápido.
And it's faster, and like you can just shoop, remove it. And like also like if you're doing a drawing and like you want to paint on it, but you don't want to paint on some parts of it, that's also a good time to use tape. But it's fun. Sorry, I'm picking up the rest of my box. But yeah, paint can be messy, but tape is a way around that a little bit. Because I'm still a little dirty. This is dry.
Someone else said, I have learned how to paint because I did not know. And someone else said, I have learned to love art.
Awesome. Remy va a llorar.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm happy that we could teach you something today, and I hope you had fun, above all. It's a very fun exercise to think of, so.
Ya que está seco, yo estoy poniendo otra capa. Entonces, si es que no tienes la cinta, esta es la otra manera que lo podrías de haber hecho.
Yeah, if you want to go back in with like your smaller brush and maybe like retouch some parts, you can. The smaller brush is going to let you go into detail into parts, since it won't be as big or rough as the other brush. You could do small little details with it.
Con la brocha pequeña puedes hacer más detalles porque está más chiquita. Con la otra es muy trabajoso. ¿Difícil?
I was trying to stop myself.
¿Alguien más tiene alguna pregunta? Does anybody else have any more questions? Because I think we're pretty much wrapping up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ya casi terminamos. Y si su trabajo no se secó o no terminaron, ustedes lo pueden terminar y después mandan la foto.
I have a question from someone. They said, when did you start art?
I started making art, like really making art.
First grade.
Not first grade.
First grade.
First grade for him, I guess. I guess I got involved maybe like around 5th grade when I got really into it. But then I stopped for a while and then I started again. So, you know, it's okay to take breaks. But it's something that we love to do. And it's fun.
Did you guys have fun? ¿Ustedes se divirtieron?
I mean, and I hope that this is something that you guys can like maybe take on. Like maybe if you guys are inspired and you guys want to see more of the art world, you know, you're more than welcome to try new things. A lot of stuff is like on YouTube with parent supervision. You guys can look up how to do stuff, or you can just draw it. I always just drew, that was my thing. I always sketched, you know. Doesn't have to be anything like crazy, it can just be whatever.
We have Jakari saying thank you. He wanted to say thank you too.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's our pleasure. El placer fue todo de nosotros.
Thank you for coming on this and being here with us. We're doing this.
I had a comment from someone that said, I messed up. And I was wondering if you guys could talk about just like, you know, messing up and not getting it perfect.
Well, there's no such thing as perfect though. What you can do sometimes, let's say if you mess up and you add the color in the wrong place, what you can do is you can try to make it look intentional.
That's a good way to approach it. I mess up all the time, but I just embrace it. I like not being perfect and tidy. Art doesn't need to be a specific thing. It could be whatever you want it to be.
Alguien hace mucho tiempo me dijo que en arte no hay errores, solo accidentes feliz. And somebody a long time ago told me that in art there aren't any mistakes, there's only happy accidents. So if you feel like you messed up, you can do something you might have not done with the painting that now you can do, or there's always the next project. And on the next project, you can try to do better, but you don't have to. Like, perfection is not something that exists. As long as you're happy with what you made, then that's all that matters.
I mess up all the time. I actually like messing up, and
that's what makes it interesting.
That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's a fun accident, and so like, you know, I don't, even if you're just like, and plus the beautiful thing about paint is that you can paint over it. You know, you can always cover it up, and maybe something even more interesting will come out of that mistake. You know, and then the thing with art is you have to let it become what it wants to become. Sometimes, if it wants to be weird, it can be. So like even now, I think I like the piece better.
Yeah.
So thank you for inspiring me to be messy.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I'm like, mine looks too clean. So I'm gonna go and make it a little bit more messy. But I gotta clean my brush first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add a little bit of white.
I'm taking this black.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that helped you out. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It could be your version of perfect.
How do you guys like our mistakes?
A lot of comments saying they love your art. They love what you guys did.
Awesome. Yay.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
They think your mistakes are fun.
Mistakes are fun.
That's what it is. When you
Mistakes
make a
are
mistake, it's kind of like it's fun. Now you have to work with it. You have to, you have to make it work.
It can give you more ideas. I feel like once, if you mess something up, you can tell what's wrong with whatever you're working on, and that makes it even better of a work. So.
Just even think about it right now, like the mistake that somebody made at home just inspired us to be a little bit more messy ourselves.
Also,
oh, that's really cool. Yeah. But just make sure that you won't get in trouble if you get it on the floor, because you are going to get it on the floor if you start doing that. If you don't want to make it too messy, what you can do is you turn it.
That looks really good. You can just like splat on paint, and that'll give it like dimension, because it'll be things like sticking out of it, but it'll also.
If you want it to dry like a bubble, you have to leave it flat. But if you want the paint to start dripping, you start doing it like this, and the paint will start to drip. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And see, art's not about making something perfect. Art's gotta be about you having fun. Because at the end of the day, if you're making it and you're not happy, you're not making art.
That's so Spanish.
Oh man.
Art is about having fun and being creative.
Oh man.
So aquí trabajando like con los mistakes, pero no son mistakes, es arte. So, ¿qué es un mistake? Eso no existe en el arte porque todo eso es acerca de creatividad y de divertirse. Así que Francisco realmente está tirando pintura solo con las botellitas. Son like little splashes. Y entonces las está poniendo paradas para que se vean como gotas cayéndose. And that's fun. You're really having fun with this.
I am having fun. This is cool. I've never done this before. That's cool. All right, now I'm gonna let him drip. All right.
Yeah.
Yo pienso que ya terminé. Y ojalá que ustedes se divirtieron igual como nosotros. Y como dije, ya dije como 5 veces, no se le olvide mandarle las fotos, porque queremos ver todo lo que hicieron ustedes también.
Y nosotros también mandaremos fotos más de estos. And, I hope you guys had fun trying out something different, and, you guys learned something and enjoyed it. And thank you for your time and being here.
Voy a poner esto para que las fotos.
So thank you very much, guys. I know that the kids had a lot of fun. There's a lot of really great comments, and we are ready to turn it back over to Jasmine in just a minute.
Awesome.
Cool. Sounds good. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys, and here it is to Jasmine.
Thank you so much, Remy and Francisco. I was having a lot of fun over here, trying to do something on my own. It got a little messy, but like you said, we make mistakes and we make the best out of them. So I wish I could see everybody else's too. Did the best that we could. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are having as much fun as I am. That motivational speech was awesome from Arik. And I think art is something therapeutic and in such an awesome way for us to different ways, and even like painting art, different forms of art, like dancing. I know my students here at Hall Neighborhood, they love splash art, so that is so cool. So speaking of different ways that we express ourselves, is there any ways that you guys express yourselves differently at home? Into anything? Maybe you can put that in the chat. for a little bit, and then introduce our next guest. Let's see.
The chat is quiet, and it looks like we are ready with our next guest, Jasmine.
Okay, we are ready. Okay, awesome. So now for our last portion of the event, help me welcome Sergeant Marin Campo and Officer Vince. We're going to share a little bit about law enforcement and give you the space to learn about what they do for our
Okay, and Sergeant Campbell, you are live. I just need your mic unmute.
Okay. All set? All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Sergeant Marlon Campo, 19-year veteran of the Bridgeport Police Department. I am currently assigned to the Community Services SRO Division. I spent 12 years in patrol, most on the evening shift. So I've seen a little bit of everything throughout the course of my career. I'm be joined by Officer Arango. She'll be here shortly, so pardon me if I have to get up to open the door for her. I'm just going to talk a little bit about policing and building a better relationship with the community. Right now, we're in a tough time in policing and community relations, and we have to do a better job as far as bridging the gap. A lot of misconceptions about police and police work and what we're here for. Let me start by saying we are community first. We work for you, we work for the people, and everything we do, everything we should be doing is about public safety. I know some officers fall short of that and should be held accountable for those things. But my mindset is one of a guardian, not necessarily enforcing law or yelling at people and all this other stuff. It's about finding out what the problem is and making it go away without arresting, if I can. Arrests are the last thing that I want to do because it really alters somebody's life, especially when you're young, and it just completely changes the trajectory of where you can go and makes life a heck of a lot harder for you in the long run. So if I can mediate first, that's what I'll do, whether it comes to speaking with your parents, speaking with your counselors in the school, anything to avoid arrest. I know that our SROs and SRO program has done a good job since they took over. I believe Lieutenant Grech and Sergeant Colazo, myself recently, their motto is arrest is a last resort. So you have to exhaust all avenues before you get to that point. Excuse me 1 second, please. I have to open the door for my partner. Pardon me. I'm sorry, everyone. Here we go. Officer Rango has joined me now. I'm gonna give her the opportunity to talk a little bit about herself. Feedback about yourself.
Okay, so hi, how are you guys? My name is Officer Arango. I am assigned to the east end of Bridgeport. Been there for the past 3 years. I love working on that side of town. I have a great rapport when it comes to everybody that works out there. I like to get out of my car. I like to talk to everybody. I've been a Bridgeport police officer for the past 5 years. And I've just been going with the flow, enjoying every minute of it.
And Officer Rango is a native of Bridgeport, grew up here,
Yep.
And has given back to the community. Decided she could have went anywhere. I mean, she's talented, educated, but she decided to give back to her community. Bilingual.
Yes, bilingual definitely helps out.
So maybe you could talk a little bit in Spanish to our Spanish-speaking students.
Oh, there's Spanish-speaking students here too.
That's
Okay.
right, yeah.
Hola, ¿cómo están? I mean, I was, like I said, like you said, I was born and raised in Bridgeport. I went to all Bridgeport schools, all Bridgeport public schools. I went to Barnum School. I went to multicultural school, well, multicultural magnet. I went to Central High School. I went to Housatonic for a little while. But other than that, I feel like me just being in this community in general, I've grown to, I guess, humble myself in this job, because I go to calls automatically assuming or thinking like, you know, that could be my family member, or especially when it comes to like, you know, any type of call that has somebody that is Spanish speaking and they can't relate or communicate with any of the other officers. I'm always very quick to, you know, volunteer to translate, because at the end of the day, that I always think that could be my grandma, because my grandma doesn't speak English. So that could be my grandma or my family member, and I go and I translate and I do my part, and you know, whatever is asked of me, I really just try and put all my effort into it.
And also, Rango has the same mindset that was discussed in earlier, as far as a guardian mindset. I was explaining to them that, you know, arrest is the last thing that we're
Yeah,
here
for sure.
We
For
try
sure.
to mitigate any sort of before we jump straight to an arrest. It's the last resort, you know, contrary to what people think. You know, we don't enjoy arresting anyone or altering people's lives in any way. It's the last resort at all times. And just remember, officers are here for you. Never be afraid to come to us if you have an issue. That's what we're here for. So speak up. You see an officer, don't be afraid to say hello. You know, and if they have any issues or they're very disrespectful to you, you tell me, go and tell Officer Campo. You don't tell me, tell Sergeant Campo and Officer Arango.
Right. You can see me walking on Stratford Ave. I'll be out there.
And this is one of our new recruits. You guys should probably maybe you can introduce yourself. He just graduated the police academy. Maybe you can introduce. You're gonna see him out in the streets soon, and you can introduce yourself as well, sir.
Hello, I'm Officer Russell Olet. How you doing? I'm new here. This is my 3rd week on the street, and I'm loving every minute of it. I got an awesome FTO. She's my field training officer, Officer Arango. And like she said, we're always out there walking around on the East End, the East Side. And you guys want to come walk up and say hi, feel free. We love to talk to people. We love to meet people in the community and hear your stories. It helps us better serve you.
Right. I just became an FTO this year, because you have to be a certain amount of years on and have no disciplines and actually obviously be in good standing. So I took the opportunity to pretty much take the idea of me wanting to train the newer officers how I would want an officer to come and cover me. I don't, you know, I want them to relate to people the way that I can relate to people. The whole time that I've been training Officer Olet for the past 3 weeks has pretty much just, you know, letting him know that we go to people, we go to calls, we answer all of our calls, we take pride in our posts, we like to meet our community, we go firsthand and talk to anybody and everybody. And I teach him that obviously, like, when we're going to calls, we have to understand that you have to humble yourself. You have to pretty much understand that when you're going into these calls, you're going in sometimes at people's worst moments, and you're going in and you have to understand that this has possibly been brewing over for amount of years, and you're trying to fix it within the 15-20 minutes that you're there. And you have to obviously understand that you're taking yourself out of it, and you have to learn to communicate and speak to people the way that they want to be spoken to, and you cannot let your emotions get into it, and obviously understand that, you know, their problems at that moment are bigger than your ego.
That's well said. And again, Officer Olet,
yes, sir.
He could have been anywhere. He chose to be in Bridgeport, and working in Bridgeport could be a tough task. He could have went to Westport or Stanford or any other great town in the state of Connecticut, but he chose Bridgeport. He chose to come and serve the citizens of Bridgeport.
Right. His dad is actually a 30-year vet in Norwalk.
You see that?
He could have went to Norwalk.
So you could have went to Norwalk.
Could have went to
I'm
Norwalk.
from Norwalk,
All right.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for choosing Bridgeport, and thank you for choosing our citizens.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
I love it. It's fun.
Thank you. So I'm not sure if there's any questions, or how do you want to open this up?
I see one. I see one question so far. Students, if you guys have questions, you guys should send them in the Q&A and I can read them out. But this question is, how many police officers are there? So in Bridgeport, I think.
It's roughly 370. Roughly 370. We're understaffed. We should be closer to 440, I believe. So we definitely have a police officer shortage. Which, by the way, I believe we were recruiting. Maybe they might open it back up. So if you have any family members who are interested in being police officers, have them give me a call.
Sergeant Campo, I do have a question, and this is coming from my high school program. I was sitting in a meeting with them, and they have asked me if they're driving and they pass a stop sign for some reason, and the police stop them. What are the steps that they have to, take after that accident or after that happened? They say that they're sometimes they panic, or sometimes they're under permit for a license, and they don't know how to do certain things. So when a police stop them, what are the steps that they need to take? If you can explain a little bit about that to the students.
Sure. So compliance is the first thing. Okay. So if the police officer goes to stop you, just stop, pull over to the right, or wherever it's safe to pull over immediately. Put your hands on the steering wheel, so the officer can see you're not a threat to them. Roll down your windows so the public can see and the officer can see you if your windows are tinted or if they're not tinted. Just be, and just comply and be honest. So if you don't have a license or whatever is going on, when the officer approaches, say, listen, officer, I'm a new driver. I only have a permit. I don't have a license. Whatever it is, just be honest. And especially in the city of Bridgeport, no officer willing to work with you. Again, our first step is not to just hammer people with tickets. These things are expensive.
Right.
And it can really, hold you back if you're trying to get your license. But you will, it's not the norm. It's at the officer's discretion. They can give you a ticket, which if that happens, don't get belligerent. Don't get upset. The officer's just doing his job. Because at the end of the day, if you committed a crime, it's still a crime.
Granted, we understand the climate that policing is in right now. We understand that everybody wants to pull their phones out and start recording. And granted, we have our body cams also to protect us, under the circumstances. But it's pretty much under the officer's discretion. If we are there, and everybody is under the impression that we have a quota that we have to fill and a certain amount of tickets, there's no such thing. If we see a violation, we pull you over. We can easily talk to you. If you are going somewhere, we understand we're humans too. There's no way that we also haven't been in the predicament of being pulled over, so we understand. As long as you're honest, we're willing to work with you.
In addition, if the officer is rude to you or disrespectful in any way, in that area is not the time to go back and forth with the officer. You get his name or her name, and you get their badge number, and you report it to their supervisor. You come down, you can file a complaint. We have a process for that, so it protects you. But once you're in the field and the officer is telling you something, even if he's rude or disrespectful, or she, just get their name. Maybe
It'll
get
be on the ticket if you get it anyway.
Exactly, and then go down to 300 Congress Street, the headquarters of the Bridgeport Police Department, and ask to file a complaint. Any further questions?
So we have some questions. One is, how does it feel to be a police officer? And how many emergencies do you guys have a week?
To be honest, being a police officer is something that I never thought that I would do. But once being in this job, in this career field, is something that I definitely take pride in. And then just being born and raised in Bridgeport, I feel like I relate to the community easier and better on a different level. I love what I do. I feel like I can be an example for anybody that's in the situations of granted, I was a troubled teen, just like anybody else in Bridgeport has been. But I just want to be that example to show people that you don't have to follow the wrong crowd. You can do your job. You can still be cool with the people that live in, inconvenient towns or sides of towns, and still do your job. And I can speak for myself when, as far as being assigned to the East End and just in the East Side in general, we go to emergencies every day. And to be honest, your emergency becomes our emergency, whether it's a small emergency or not. It's an emergency to you. You call 911, we're there.
This is, I think this is a great question. We had somebody ask, what happens if you forget what to say? So I think kind of going back to what Adiel had asked, you know, if you get pulled over, you know, I guess in that moment of panic, what happens if you forget what to say?
I feel like you can just go with the flow of what the officer is asking you. Just answer the questions as clearly as you can. If most of the time when an officer approaches you, they'll either ask you, hey, do you know why I stopped you? You can either say yes or no. You can possibly not know why you got pulled over. Just answer the questions. You don't have to, you know, ramble on because you probably don't know what to say. At the end of the day, you possibly didn't even realize that you rolled through the stop sign or that your tail light was out or something like that. Just answer questions.
Yeah, just like I said, just be honest and open. And quite honestly, you don't want to do too much talking. Let the officer ask the questions,
right.
And it's probably to your benefit not to say much other than to respond to the questions.
The Q&A looks pretty quiet at that point. So I'm not sure if Jasmine or Adiel has anything they want to add.
I think someone did ask what made you want to become a police officer?
Well, to be perfectly honest, I chose the career out of necessity at the time. I took the test back in, I believe it was 1999, and I was just had a newborn. I was working in a warehouse at the time, and a wise man said, "Hey, you know, Bridgeport Police Department is hiring. You might want to look at that as a career." So to be perfectly honest, it wasn't like a lifelong dream of mine. It was an opportunity that presented itself, and I jumped on it. And almost 20 years later, I'm here, and you know, it's been very, it's been a great career. You know, it has its ups and its downs, and but I'm grateful. I'm definitely grateful.
Was that question for everybody?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I'm 30. I took the job, or I took the test when I was 25. So before becoming a police officer, I was, you know, jumping from job to job and everything like that. Realistically, I had an epiphany that I needed something better for me, something that I can rely on in the future to build my family off of and everything like that. And what better example than to be a police officer? And like I said, me growing up in Bridgeport, I went to night school for Central at night because obviously too many distractions during the day. I actually graduated ahead of my time, and I just didn't want to be like a statistic. I didn't want to be a statistic. I didn't want to be, oh, that Spanish girl that went to night school that possibly got pregnant or anything like. I don't want to be a statistic. I want you to understand that I grew up where you grew up, and we are one and the same. I just chose this path, and I'm here to help you also.
Yeah, being a police officer is something I've always wanted to do. Officer Rango earlier stated that my father's a 30-year veteran of Mohawk Police. My grandfather was also a police officer, but for me, I've always enjoyed helping people growing up. And as a police officer, we have access to certain programs that we can offer people who are in need of help. And I've always enjoyed, and especially these last 3 weeks, I enjoy hearing people's problems and helping them get through their problems. So that's the main reason why I wanted to be a police officer, is to help people who need help and, you know, give them everything they can at that moment. And again, I like meeting new people and finding out what's going on. So that's what being a police officer means and why I wanted to do it. So.
And then I got some questions of how old do you have to be to become a police officer?
21.
21. You could take the test sooner, but you can't be employed until you're 21 years old. Which I think is too young, personally. But
I don't think so. I don't think so. Just because I feel like just that twinkle in their eye to be a new officer is just something that you can mold into something that the community can appreciate.
That's a good point.
Yeah, so I think that's all the
Let's see,
questions.
the Q&A looks pretty quiet. I think Jasmine and Ariel, I think Jasmine, we're going to head it back to you. So I want to thank the officers for their time. Thank you very much for spending the time with us. Jasmine, if you want to unmute and add anything.
Yes, thank you again, Sergeant Campo, Officer Vincent. Thank you for sharing with us what you do for the community and how we can have a better relationship with the law enforcement in our communities. So for everyone else, that concludes our event for today. Thank you to all of our guest artists, the speakers, for your encouraging words and showing us how we can use the challenges that we face so that we can free ourselves and uplift our community. A huge thank you to the staff of Hall Neighborhood House, Louis Marin Munoz School, and all of the volunteers who helped put this event together today. And thank you to all of you bright and wonderful students that tuned in and participated in our event today. We hope that you enjoyed yourself and you were able to take away something enlightening and valuable from today's event. Before we end, I'd like to turn it over to Ariel Dominguez, the Youth Program Director here at Hall Neighborhood House, for final remarks. Again, my name is Jasmine, and it's been a pleasure to be your host. Have a good day, guys.
She could be a news anchor.
Unmute.
Hi, everyone. So my name is Adiel Dominguez. I'm the Youth Program Director here at Hall. And I just want to say that behind everything was happening today, behind all the things, logistics, people popping in your screen, and the police and guest speakers, the artists, everyone, there is a lot of people behind the screen. And I just want to make sure you know that there is a big crowd of people ready to support you, ready to be with you, to walk with you on the path that you are, whatever the situation you're dealing with. There is a lot of people behind that. And use the resources, use the school, use your teachers. There is a teachers, there's the students counselors. Use the people that you have around to overcome the circumstances you are dealing with right now. It's really important that you know that, and we are ready to say yes. We are ready to say yes, you can. We're ready to say yes, we can move forward together. We're ready to say yes, you can. I want to switch right now in Spanish because I'm bilingual and I want to honor my heart language. Y quiero decir que estoy muy agradecido que todos los estudiantes participaron en todas las actividades, y quiero decir que estamos aquí para ayudarte, para caminar contigo en la situación que estés llevando. Y quiero también que sepas que hay un sistema de soporte, tu escuela, tus maestros, tus consejeros en la escuela están listos para decir sí se puede. I want to finish with saying that together we rise, and that together we can move forward, and together we can have a great, bright future for Bridgeport and for everyone. It was a pleasure to be with you today and to host and be with everyone in this event. Before I leave, I just want to say a special thank you to Ms. Teresa Walsh. She was the one that was orchestrating everything what's happening today. And I just want to say big thank you to you all. And have a great afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for joining us.